Back in the day when we were young, we might go off like a loaded gun. That song reminds me of stuff. Well, on today's 5-minute ministry, I just went in there, I talked to the guy, told him the joke. To be positive. He kind of liked it, not really. And then I said, what was Jesus' favorite car? I seen him actually thinking about it for a second. So I said, Honda. I said, the Bible says Jesus and the disciples were all in one accord. And so I was like, it means accord. That's like agreement, right? And I started talking about the law, and I said, some of the law says that, I said, if we agree on what $5 is, if $5 is $5, we can do business. If it's not, we can't. We can't do business if it's not. So, if you're making half-inch nuts and bolts and I'm making half-inch wrenches, but I think half an inch is 3 inches, we can't do business because we don't have the same standard. But all of Western society is built off the standards of the Bible, because everybody used to, the book we read was the Bible. So like our laws and stuff like that, I was like, if I drop this cup of coffee, we both know what's going to happen, because that's a law of gravity. It's going to fall. Okay, well, the laws of the Bible are way more than the laws of gravity, the laws of physics or whatever else like that. I said, and then when you get in there and read it, it's like wash your hands. I was like, dude, if we go out here and shoot a deer, we should probably wash our hands before we start eating it. And he was like, well, this guy was, I'm in West Virginia or Maryland. I'm in the hills big time, and it bounces between Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Maryland, where I'm at. And it says, it's going to take you an hour, it's going to take you 2, because you're going 30 up the mountain in a, truck full of dog food. Ask me how I know. Anyway, so I was explaining to this guy, I was like, people get all pissed off about, when you're like, read the law or whatever and do it God's way, but it's just real basic stuff. And the truth is, like, you agree that we should probably wash our hands. You agree that a half inch is a half inch, that $5 is $5. But if I say, you need to obey the law, or you need to recognize the law, people get all defensive. I don't understand. Or it's because they don't understand. I said, but you actually agree with those things I just said. So we're in one accord. So we could do business, and we could, it because we got the same standard. Like, the point of me telling you this is like, hey, dude, if you needed $20 for gas, bro, I got $20. I'll give you $20, man. You know what I mean? We agree. I would do you that favor. Okay, so as I agree with God, that allows Him through my maturity to be able to bless me with certain favor. So if I have favor with God, if I have favor with my dad, He's going to allow me to do more things, because He sees that I am mature. So what I'm saying is agreeance with the law is increased maturity, which helps with favor. Now, because I know that, and it's a fact, I will believe when I ask God for something. So that's how prayer works. You have to confidently expect the prayer to work. You can't be faithless and be like, oh God, give me $1 million or whatever. Oh God, please help me hit the lottery this week. Or something like that. You know what I mean? If I could tell God what to do, that would make me God and Him servant to me. That don't make no sense. I'm not God. God is God. So I'm like, God, I need some help. Can you help me out? And I feel like I'm doing stuff, so that helps me to overcome it. See, faith without works is dead, because I killed it. Not because God killed it. Faith without works is dead because I realize I'm acting in a worthless manner, so I can't confidently expect my prayer to be fit to come to pass. I said, but as I get rid of the sin and I take the kinks out of the pipeline, then I get more flow with less pressure. So the point of being in one accord with God is for me to grow in maturity so that I can actually receive from Him. That puts me in the place of receiving. You know, so like if they're going to play sports ball, you know, enough to be a wide receiver in the NFL and beat yourself up and everything else like that, how much the more should I apply discipline to Bible principles and action so that I can receive from on high what the creator of the universe specifically has for me as the perfect, all-knowing, all-loving dad, God, creator of everything, just amazingly wow entity that I get to interact with. Why would I not read my Bible every day? Why would I not talk to him and say, hey, this is cool. Hey, Dad, look how cool this is. Like, how many times did your son run up to you and you just like, nee? And then how many times does he come show you, hey, look, I caught a frog or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy that when I come running up to talk to God, I want to be that kid that my dad is happy to see. Hey, what has he done now? And smiles. Not what now? And like, you know, okay, what kind of BS do I need to bail you out of now, you immature heathen? Or whatever. Not that he won't. Even if you are an immature heathen, because we all are. You know what I mean? But as we grow, you know, the more that I can make God smile, the more that I release my faith that He likes me and who doesn't want to be accepted. Everybody wants acceptance. That's how you see these people fall victim to these cults and these, you know, fads. Dude, people want to be part of something so bad that when the fad is to cut your kids' genitals off and color your hair, they'll do it. They'll sacrifice their kids' reproductive organs to try to fit in. That's how bad people want to be part of the group. Okay? Like, we are a herd animal at the primal. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's a big deal. And you, as a man, you want to be a provider because the caveman thing for women is resources. You're not going to keep your woman if you don't have resources. You need to get the resources, that way that the cave lady can relax because she's provided for. Okay, that ain't simping. That is maturely being a man providing for your family. Even the Bible says a man that doesn't provide for his family is worse than an unbeliever. You know what I mean? So you got a heathen over there that at least, you know, believes. Man, an unbeliever that probably ain't gonna make it. He's better off. You're worse than that if you don't provide for your family. Okay, and there's several levels to that. I might talk about it longer on a different video, but anyway, yeah, that was the 5-minute ministry today, and yeah, I'm gonna try to get this dash cam running for some fall features and colors. That should be nice. Just got to hit my truck. Might spend the rest of the day doing paperwork after this guy runs into me. Hopefully not. All right, Rock Hill, go get him.